Afternoon to your viewers. You're welcome to another wonderful episode of The Roundtable. In fact, it's going to be the last for the month of January, the first of 12 months in the year 2025. My name is Shegun Odwanyo, and what exactly do we do on this show? We bring to you three topical matters that are eating up the polity and are affecting the lives of the 200 million Nigerian people and discuss. We look at these three topics from various lenses and examine them and present the truth before you, the Nigerian people. Usually, we have two guests in the house, and we do have this number of guests in the house this Thursday. To my right, I'm having Mr. Akasike is back. I think he was in here a couple of weeks ago. Was it in December? I think so. It's good to have you in the house again. And we have our regular analyst. You know him already. He's not tied today, no glasses or anything, but you know he's here.
I take my glasses.
Flesh. Oh,
my glasses in my pocket.
Okay.
My pocket. So,
Mr. Liu.
It's a pleasure.
Good to have you.
It's a pleasure.
All right, we'll be beginning with our first topic of today: tariff hike. Subscribers are ready to go to court, while the Nigerian Labour Congress are already planning a strike that is going to be happening next week, Tuesday, the 4th of February, and it's going to be, according to them, a nationwide strike. They are asking for the reduction of the hike, which is 50%. That is half. They're asking for a reduction of that amount, and they said the highest they can allow the tariff to increase is just 10%, and that it is going to be 10%. Else, they will be eating the streets next week, not just in Lagos and Abuja alone, but around the country. I'll be starting with you, sir. This matter has been on for a couple of weeks now, while the tariff guys, the telecommunication organizations were asking for an increase, and then they wanted to do 100%, and the government, led by Mr. Wale Edun, the coordinating minister of the economy, asked that it be 50%, and then 50% was agreed. Now NSC is striking, now subscribers are speaking, and it's a mess right now.
Yes, from the look of things, you see that there was no consultation with the people. When I say the people, the subscribers. No consultation. What business people do nowadays is just to, inflate their product. But I will not blame them. The error came from the subsidy removal, and the ripple effect is what we are feeding. We are feeding on now. We are suffering the ripple effect. Apart from subscribers, the electricity consumers too are there. And look at the subscribers, they have leaders. Have you heard from them even before this time? No. They don't talk. No. They don't say anything. The electricity subscribers, I remember there was a time I called the leader. He wouldn't want to talk. And that we are suffering that today. An average Nigerian who earns 130,000 naira, 180,000 naira, 150,000 naira cannot survive in today's Nigeria. There is no how within 30 days he will pick up his phone and call someone to help him out. So the subscribers, the government, the minister, you talked about the minister. Yeah. There was no consultation
with the people.
He just went with the people. He just went ahead and agreed 50% already. The Nigerians that are already weak, you agreed 50% on their behalf. That is not fair. That is not fair. That's why I say the government has continued to take the right action, but through the wrong route. So government must learn how to protect the people by consulting with the people. You don't shave somebody's head. I don't know how this behind his back. So government must consult for them to get it right. If not, there will always be friction between government and the people.
Okay, what's your opinion about this? It's been
I think the NSC is a little bit is doing it wrongly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they shouldn't go on any strike. No, there shouldn't be any protest. Why am I saying that?
Reduction or not?
When the man at the farm is increasing his yam price, did they go on strike?
No.
When there was increase in fuel price, did they go on strike?
No.
When you go to the market, you want to buy your phone, your eyeglasses at the medical hospitals, and you want to pay bills and their prices have gone up, Did the NLC go on strike? So you see, this is a multiplier effect of what the removal of fuel subsidy and inflation that we're facing. The telcos are not only the ones suffering. That is not only our problem. It's not even the major of our problem. So if they add 50 naira to 100 naira you're paying for data, you now know that, okay, I'm going to spend less. So I think we have other germane issues that the NLC should do what? Protest over. Not about this. These guys are in business to make profit. If any of them own a pure water industry and we try to go and protest and we won't be paying that, would they like it? No, they won't. So I think they should channel their power, their grievances in the right direction. Going on protest now is wrong. Because these companies must make profit, they must be afloat, they must provide for us good, better services. And to do that, in this present economy, to do that, they have to increase these prices. You know, they were demanding for 100% increment, and the government went into dialogue with them, and they were able to come up with 50% increment. Now, for the NLC, they are saying no to this price. Now, I think I expect them to also come out and tell me these are the reasons why we are saying no. You are not giving us any good reason. You are just saying you don't like the increment. Other prices of goods and services have increased. So why won't everything has gone up? So and this company too will pay bills. So it means their overhead cost too has done what? Gone up. So if it has gone up, we all see it. So why are we just trying to hit up politics for nothing?
So how best do you think they tackle this matter? Because 50%.
See, if the NLC want to go on strike, the NLC have to give us more cogent reasons to go on strike. Like you know precisely well that 50% increase is not justifiable. But they didn't give us none of that reason. They need to give us in-house stories that look, okay, at this cost, this is the profit these companies are making, this is the loss. Why you're not giving us that? You're just saying you want to go and protest nationwide. You just want to hit up the police, or you want to just make a statement. They are making the wrong statement for me. I think they are making the wrong statement. They should give us cogent reason.
I think we should reel out some of these,
Let me quickly add. We have to give a kind of historical perspective to what NLC is doing. Before the removal of fuel subsidy, the NLC told the government, to Buhari government, that before you remove subsidy, whether Tinubu or but it was during Buhari's time, that before you remove subsidy, you must put the refineries in shape. The government did not listen. The government went ahead, removed fuel subsidy, and the ripple effect is something Nigerians are suffering from at the moment. So why did NLC not tackle government that refused to follow that procedures that please
fix refineries, do trade,
let's have 24-hour electricity, let the rail be working, let the CNG be working. The government did not do that. They just went ahead and removed fuel subsidy. And look at the gain. It is government gain, people suffering. We have super rich government now, and we have fantastically poor masses. So what NSC should do, they must go back and start fighting other areas where they have failed.
Okay, they shouldn't protest.
No.
The protest is like, it's immaterial.
Despite the fact that they have a right to protest.
Because this protest now will only take 3 days before you know, or even 2 days before you know, they will fizzle out. The NSC lacks the moral fiber to make this thing come into fruition. That is it.
Okay, very quickly, let's just reel out what the 50% tariff increment looks like now. Currently in Nigeria, calls are made at the cost of 11 naira per minute, but with 50% increase, it's going to be 16.50, approximately 16.50 naira per minute. SMS, of course, you all know text messages in Nigeria now is 4 naira per text. But if you send one text with the 50% increment, it will become 6 naira per text. 1 gig of bundle data, I think many persons go online, even everybody in Nigeria now, is 287 naira 50 kobo. But going forward with 50% increment, it will be 431.25 naira. But you know, if people may think, or perhaps these guys may think, these guys, I mean the telecommunication industry people may think this is something Nigerians can afford, from 4 naira to 2 naira, and it looks really small. But you know, when you do these things in bulk, or you just buy 10,000 naira credit or 20,000 naira credit, and then you're using your airtime for data, and it burns in half number of days than it used to, you probably become worried. But very quickly now, what is the solution in sight? February 4th, the proposed protest day is 4, 5, 6 days away. Just next week, Tuesday. Today's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Monday, and we're there.
Then protest. And we know what NLC protest feels like, especially in this part of the world. Everybody in Lagos will probably just be careful. You don't know what's happening. Remember the last one? Was in August when they wanted to go on end hunger.
You see why I say this protest is not called for. And every time they are doing a protest, we feel it hard. The economy loses a lot. So they should at least reason. I think they should just go back to the drawing table and say, okay, what do we need? We need to look at the things that are making us do this price increase. You know, I told you, I said here the last, I said, look, we need to stop dumping prices on ourselves. You want to buy a biscuit now, if you don't have 500 naira, you can enjoy a good biscuit. I can't imagine. So that's what everybody, the industries, everybody has been dropping prices. Okay, you can't afford this. Just add more price, add more price, add more price. And we are choking ourselves with the prices. So we need to sit down and say, what are the innovative way we can do to keep price at a lower ebb, to make it cheap? If you don't make this cheap, it becomes for the rich. So we need to be innovative. We need to sit down. For the NLC, I think they should just sit down and re-dialogue and say, okay, maybe government need to install this kind of satellite so that this price of these things will go down. Let's look at those things we can install. I know there are things we can put in place in the country that will drop drastically the price of these communication services.
The chairman of the Telecommunications Association in Nigeria, Mr. Tony Mwepere, has equally said that it looks like the NLC is just unnecessarily antagonistic against their group, because according to him, when the prices of pepper and tomatoes and other things increase in the market, where was NLC to protest? But why is it now that they are asking for an increase, the first time in a decade that the NLC is standing up? Is that argument, does it hold water, or do you think they are also trying to take advantage of the times?
Before I answer that one, let me conclude what my colleague has started. He talked about price control. Remember the media chat with the president? He said he doesn't believe in price control. So, and when you talk about price control, it is not possible for you to achieve it without government input. And the president is saying no, he doesn't believe in price control. So we will continue to experience inflation until something is done by government. So the other one is about the NCC.
Yes, the communications authority group.
Yes,
the association. What he said. Yeah.
That's why I say if Labour fails to do its homework well, you will see arguments like this. Such argument does not hold water. When you say Pepe, you are talking about Pepe. We are not saying because one thing is bad, the other one too should be bad.
But again, NSC needs to look at it well before you begin. You won't say because one is not bad, I'll punish this one and leave this one. So everybody should receive the same form of punishment.
You know, I said it here. The cause of this inflation everywhere is the removal of the fuel subsidy. Sudden removal. It wasn't a gradual thing. It was yanked off, and it affected Nigerians. So the mistake has been done. NSC did not follow it through, and that is why we are facing it. So the argument of the leader of NCC is good.
It's good.
It's good.
It really is,
because NLC was sleeping.
Okay, how do we wake NLC up now? Because they are supposed to be fighting for the masses.
We must tell NLC to follow through what it believes in. For NLC to have told the federal government that you must put refinery in place, you must put CNG in place, they did not follow it through. As we are talking, it's only Port Harcourt refinery. The Warri refinery is not even working optimally. So NLC is not following its thought through. It's not, even when you see NSC come out, the next thing within 1 day, they won't talk again. The protest will start February on Tuesday. 4 on Tuesday. I bet you February 5th and 6th. After that, you won't hear anything about it. That is the kind of NSC we have now. It is not, doing things according to the will of the people. And that's why
is
people
there
are
anything
suffering.
that can stop at the moment? Pause. Let me not even say stop. Pause the sufferings of the people.
Except if the telcos think that they can cut price down. But if the telcos believe that look,
The telcos believe they have an agreement with the federal government, and that the federal government has given them a go ahead.
they've reached that agreement. So except if, but if not, you imagine you get a 50% to, you are looking for 100% and they now give you 50%. Would you now say no? Every entrepreneur there is out there to maximize profit. So it's about profit for them. It's about providing reliable service and confident service or effective service to all of us. So if not, I don't think there's anything the NLC will want to protest. Despite the fact that they have a right to protest, but I think they did not do their assignment well. They are not convincing us enough that, look, we need to go on the street and kick against this price increase.
Let me also add that if you look at the telecoms, they fund the infrastructure themselves. Go to any mast, you will see where you see generators there. It's not like that in most countries. It's only in Nigeria you go to mast, you see generators there. You see the telecoms or telcos are paying so much to fund infrastructure, which ordinarily government should put in place. Look at the discos. They don't put much in terms of infrastructure. They are billing the kind of billing they give, the bills they give Nigerians,
and the subvention they get from government too is high. So I don't know.
It is so disturbing. You see somebody paying 45,000 naira every month. This person earns 150,000 naira. How do you want him to survive? So everything is somehow disorganized in this country, and the government must come in to put the system in order.
All right, very quickly move on to the next topic. Still trending because when he did come in a couple of days ago, he came in tough. He came in with his supporters, right, left, and center, singing songs, political songs, waving their banners, and it was looking more like a rally of some sort. And indeed, when he came in with his red polo and looking really fierce and fiery, he had a lot to talk about. I'm talking about the ex-speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa. When he got impeached recently, everyone thought that was the end of the story. But he went silent, and everybody assumed that he had, accepted his fate, not knowing that there was still a lot to come out of it. He came back and said, when other speakers were impeached, they were in the house. Why was it that when he was not in the country was when his own impeachment happened? And he also said that he was removed. He was not impeached. He said, you cannot impeach me. You can only impeach a governor or, a president. You cannot impeach a speaker because he's still going to remain in the house. It's just that he won't be speaker again. He was removed. And he said a lot of things. Fiery statements to his supporters, fiery statements to the members of the press. I'll be starting with you. The House equally came back and said that we have removed you, we have removed you. Stop. I think the next day,
stop hitting politics.
Exactly, he was taken up to the seat in special, in a special kind of
service, deliverance service.
In a special kind of deliverance service. And they are now saying that they are going to probe him and all of that. But today, maybe tomorrow, we may get something from them or in the next coming days. But it looks like there's we are back to 2019 Lagos, where there was an Ambody versus a group. Now it's Obasa versus another group.
I think he's been removed. He's been removed. There is nothing he can do about it.
Was he impeached or removed?
Whatever. As the speaker, he has been removed. He has been impeached.
Not impeached.
Impeached. He has been impeached as the speaker. He has been removed. So he's no longer the speaker, but he's still a member of the House.
Impeachment and removal the same thing.
You are no longer the speaker. You have been removed. You have been impeached. You have been impeached. You have been removed.
So can he be impeached?
And removed.
Or has he been removed?
He has left the position of being a speaker. So now that he's no longer a speaker, he's still a member of the House because he was elected. Yes. So only his people can recall him back for election. But he's still a member. So according to the Constitution, he doesn't need, there is no need to, they don't need any reasons if they don't like your powder that day and they want you to be removed that day.
Or
if the moment they have a quorum, you can be removed. So he should enjoy that he has been removed. So he should just go and sit down and do his normal work for his people and enjoy it. You are just first among equals. You are not emperor of all those. So you need to succumb to the will of your members and work with them. There's still a lot. He's still very young. He can still be anything he wants to be. He can be anything. He can be the president if he wants to be. All he needs to do is go back and re-strategize. What are the errors that I made that made my guy to say get out of the seat? So look at the errors again and correct yourself. And if you come back to their good books, you can also, it's politics, you can also warm their heart back and they bring you back again as the speaker in another time, another day. So for me, Obasa has been removed as the speaker. He can remain as a member of the house because he's elected.
Now, the probe that they are asking about, is he a political one? Because when he was removed, there was no call for EFCC. It was people and some other groups that were calling for the EFCC to come in. Up until date, we don't think we have heard of EFCC or ICPC or any of the necessary bodies coming into the matter. It is just like they are threatening him with the probe, which should be the norm when you are accusing somebody of such level of corruption. In fact, in some quarters, they believe that he was not removed because of any of those things, but for political reasons.
Let me come in. All these things happening in Lagos State House of Assembly is just about 2027. Is who becomes the next governor.
What? When
yes, Governor Sanwo-Olu will finish his term in 2027, in 2 years time. So they want to start early to know. Very soon you know who they will put at the forefront. You will soon know the contender for that position. And let's correct one impression. My editor told me that it cannot be impeachment. It is removal.
So Obasa is right.
Obasa is right. Yes. It is removal. But the fact is that Obasa has been there for six terms now.
Okay.
About six, if I'm not
2003.
wrong. Yeah, if I'm not wrong. So if is at the center of the storm now, you should expect it, because when you stay for so long somewhere, something will happen. And he has been accused of fraud. You should defend it. And there shouldn't be any rabble-rousing, because if you want to get honey, definitely you must be ready for LGB. So what Obasa is seeing now is normal. It is time, 2020, by next year, it will be tough. If Obasa says he wants to be tougher, the powers that be will also be
but they have not stopped him from his ambition. He has not been stopped.
Nobody can stop anybody from ambition.
Nobody.
How you go about
it's not a crime.
Of course, it is not a crime, but you have supporters. If these supporters are saying no, they will not support you, there's nothing you can do. If you have your supporters,
if you look at some of the allegations,
politics is a game of numbers. Hold on. If you politics is a game of number.
Yes.
If your supporters are overwhelmed by the other side,
that's the end.
That's the end.
But
so
that's also politics.
It's also politics.
It's also majority.
It's also politics.
So that's what we
but
know.
the fact is that if they have accused him of anything, he has said he has no skeleton in his cupboard.
He said they were all part of the process.
Yes. So if they take him to court, he should go and defend himself. And if he is free, good. But saying that he will be governor, it is a tough road to ply.
I disagree with you. That's a tough road to ply.
He said that it is not a crime to be governor.
It's not a grand crime.
To aspire to
everybody has the right to aspire.
But I'm saying the road is tough. In fact, it's rough.
It's part of the politics we're playing. So we must go.
He said they are all his brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
And he didn't really attack anybody.
No.
He said all he was just trying to do, I think mainly was try to explain what impeachment and removal was, and that he wasn't impeached, he was just removed, which is more like, okay, step out. But he said he was going to come the next day for the sitting, and there was heavy police presence at the Lagos State Assembly, the complex.
Yeah.
There were so many policemen, other security agents were there, and it looked like the house was even ready for war. If you were there that day, they were ready for any kind of gimmick. But he didn't turn up. And we have not heard from him since then. What do you think might have happened in the space of a couple of days since that fierce interview, and then now that he has gone quiet again?
That's politics for you. We are still strategizing and looking at what is the next move. Okay, nobody is going to suspend me for being absent for a while. So if he's absent from the house, he can file document and say, look, I'm absent, I'm sick, I'm that. Maybe for the next 21 days, they can allow him to go and re-strategize and rearrange himself, be competent, and come back to the house as brothers and sisters. So I can't say precisely what is happening, but I know for sure that he will be looking at how to meet with the president, with the GAC, and so on. And look, What exactly have I done? Why am I this? Is it because I'm trying my ambition or not ambition? What exactly is my sin? So he needs to go and find his sin and see those who will atone and take the wines and to atone anybody if there's a room for atonement. But that should be what should be going on now. And if there's no room, you comport yourself and come back to the house and do what your constituency has elected you to go and do at the house. That's what I expect him to be doing. And so strategizing, trying to look for the I's and T's and dots everything and make everything work for him. If he's ambitious of becoming the governor of in 2027, it's also room. This is also the time for you to look at, okay, which strategy am I going to apply? Am I going to stay back and work with my people and work my own way, or look for another political party that will run my machinery or that will use to get into the government? So he may be looking at that. So we can't tell precisely because we are not in his cabinet or in his caucus. So, but again, it's good for him to pipe low, reduce tension, and come back to the house. It's only in the house. You need to get the support of people in the house. And if you have offended the jack and so on, also you go back and rearrange this thing. This is our politics. If you remember the of recent now, Bala Mohammed Obauchi and what happened between him and Wike, and we are hearing revelation that look from Dogara that looked like Wike sponsored his re-election, or it tells you we are lying to realign to realign to the we correct to agree, we agree to disagree.
The whole thing is straightforward. The whole thing is straightforward. Continue to show ambition for the governorship position, then the fraud case will come up. But if you pipe low, the word you used, if you cool down, there will be no case. That is the kind of government we.
So if you're innocent, what happens to the
if he's innocent? Innocence is innocence in politics here. To be innocent in politics here means stop that ambition. The Lagos APC must have somebody in mind, which who is not what's his name? Obasa.
But very interestingly, we are still going to have primaries, and in the primaries, we're going to have a lot of people that are going to contest for this primaries. So sometimes I don't know how we do this projection, and we say somebody has been picked before now.
The speakers, the Lagos State speakers, have always, most times, been removed unceremoniously.
Yes.
Ikufoiji,
yeah.
Obasa, you know, at a point, even Mamora's exit was controversial. And so many, you know, so why is that? Why is Lagos assembly politics like that?
If you look at Lagos, if you look at Rivers, if you look at Ondo, they don't play the kind of their own politics is higher than the kind of politics others play. So that's why I said Obasa should have expected it. He ought to have expected it, that this thing will also happen to him. You know, as a politician, you look at the future, you look at what has happened to others, and you take lessons, steps to guard against it. This one will happen because he is not the chosen one for the next governor of Lagos State. That is what I feel, and that has always been the trend. You know, a speaker, if they don't want a speaker, definitely the governor.
So before we conclude on this issue, I just want us to remember what the Jack man said on an interview on one of the TV stations, where he was saying that he became an emperor.
Who became an emperor?
The speaker became an emperor over his own people.
Yes.
That even during the budget presentation, he stood the governor for close to 4 hours. So there's so much to it.
Is that why it was?
You can't tell. You can corrupt,
because they cannot remove him. That's not removed.
No, see,
although they can
remove for whatever reason, you can be removed as a speaker.
Yes,
you are not going to be chased out of the house. You are. It's first among equal, and we say no. Somebody else wants somebody else. So as far as there's a quorum, you can be removed. But this is it. Those things may have been what he has done to step on people's toes. So we can't be. Sometimes I think, I was telling myself, it might not even be for the governorship of Lagos State. It might be other reasons. He might be qualified.
Okay, I know this topic is not going away anytime soon. I'm very sure next week or anytime from after that, we might be hearing this topic again in the headlines, and it will be interesting to follow through. Lastly, we'll end with the third story, and that is about Afe Babalola SAN, and about his withdrawal of his case against publisher and comrade Dele Farotimi. The defamation suit that also grabbed the headlines for many days in the last few weeks. Remember that what happened? Farotimi was grabbed by members of the Nigerian police force all the way from Lagos down to Ekiti. and then the court case began, and then that issue was on and on. And what did happen? He had written a book where, according to Babalola, there were several defamatory statements made against his person, and then he had a court injunction that barred that book from being sold. Remember the Opera online, where many persons were ordering for the book online, and it was a whole lot. But right now, after he took the Oni of Ife and other traditional rulers to go and beg Babalola, that is after many top Nigerians had gone to meet with him, including Peter Obi, one of those who ran for presidency last year. In fact, came 2 years ago now, because we are looking at 2024, came third actually, Peter Obi of the Labour Party, and many other eminent Nigerians indeed went to beg. The case looks like that's finally been settled. I'll be starting with you, sir.
Yeah.
This case is now done. The case has been withdrawn in court. But what becomes of the several allegations, the several name callings? Who is right and who is wrong? Because now the case is not in court, but in the court of the minds of the people. Where does this case end?
The case is a civil case. Quite unfortunate, it was treated as a criminal case. But first of all, we have to, appreciate the fact that Babalola played the role of an elderly statesman. He agreed to withdraw the matter. If not, the thing would have dragged, and some people would have been bruised. That does not mean that he withdrew the matter. Does not mean that Farotimi is wrong, and that he withdrew the matter does not mean that Babalola is wrong. It's just for peace to reign. But in the mind of the people, a person like me, I believe that that matter shouldn't have gone to the extent where Farotimi would be handcuffed. It was a civil offense.
What about the defamations, alleged defamations?
So it depends on the argument you're looking at it from.
What about
no?
Are those wordings now untrue?
That is,
or are those words
call
true?
it civil.
That is why the Nigerian jurisprudence will look at it and also issue a kind of statement on such matters. Should this man's book be withdrawn? Should he withdraw his book? That one should also be discussed, so that in the near future we will know anything can happen. We will know where this kind of matter will end. If not, it is still hanging. Because I am not a lawyer. That what he wrote, the Babalola is saying that it was wrong. It affected his image as a person. But Farotimi is saying that what he has said is the truth. When I was in school, my lecturer told me that if what you affirm, you can defend it, and it is the truth, you cannot go to jail for it. So that is where I am. If what Farotimi is saying about a Nigerian, about what in that book is true, he cannot be held liable.
Are those words true? Yeah. Because now we are being leave your brother. Now we have left. But this issue that led to me saying leave your brother. What is going to become of it?
So now
it's a serious matter.
Now that somebody has mediated and they have said he should withdraw the case from court, they are now going out of court to do whatever. Now, I was so disappointed when I got the news 3 days ago. Like, what's
the case in court?
I wanted them to go to court. Let this guy assert. Let him prove what he has asserted. What he has said, let him prove it. Let's see how corrupt this institution is. Let's see how corrupt these people is. Let's know the truth. I want the truth to come out. To see, now we won't be able to know how factual these statements are. We'll just be thinking in our mind, I'll be running.
That's what I'm saying, in our mind.
And it's not healthy for the judiciary. I say it again, it's not healthy. Because a lot of people have been indicted in this book. The process, the Supreme Court, the judges, the benches, and so on, have all been indicted that, look, you do cut corners in doing your job. With all the status that Babalola has, he also have issues now, because in future, when we go back, we say, don't mind them, they know how to. But if he had gone to court and he has been able to assert or unassert, and the judgment comes against him and says he lied, so we know that there was a judgment, this man lied, so that thing kills forever. I don't know why.
Because it looks like they were saying I mean, looking at the way the matter settled, it's looking like they are saying, oh, just leave him.
There is so many just leave him, just leave him, just leave him. So we have these stories hanging.
It's hanging.
The truth is hanging. We don't know. So we can go 20 years from now, the younger ones will be saying, the son of the Doyen, and tell the son of the Doyen, your father stole, that was why he made money. It was in the book, it was written in the book. Your father didn't write any book against it, the court. Your father went to court and they begged him. It's because of all these messy things around one individual that you can't defend such thing in future. I think as much as we want peace, maybe again those who have gone to plead have other reasons or have other ways of telling us the truth. Maybe, we don't know. But I would have loved this thing to go to court and the judiciary system to what? To tell us the truth through that process. So that because if you notice again, the one that the IG instituted, the case that the IG instituted against him was thrown out again. No, not even against against Farotimi was also thrown out in the same state court. And they're like, what's all this? Is it because of this pleading? I think
are we not living in place a lacuna that may eventually become future reference?
Definitely it will, but let us not forget there is something they call selective retention.
Amnesia.
It's not amnesia. Selective retention. First of all, in mass communication, selective attention, selective retention. This one, Nigeria will retain what Farotimi has said.
Yes.
Because there is no conclusion. And why Nigerians will retain what Farotimi has said is that even the judiciary has said that yes, some of their members have said that yes, we are corrupt. So that will spur a kind of selective retention for Nigerians, except the judiciary or whoever is involved will take up that matter and see it to the end. If not, Nigerians believe that what Farotimi said. That's what most
Nigerians will believe. That what this man has said is going to be factual.
Or is there a possibility that the mediators have found a way to also probably get Farotimi to make certain statements that may happen later in the
so they should also make it public and say this is because what Nigerians want now is the truth. Is he a thief or is not a thief?
Are the allegations true?
So
or did you write an error?
There are so many, maybe because they think with time we forget, but they forgot that also we don't forget.
Yes.
People get to read books and rewrite these things again in some projects and so on and so forth. There are some cases where I said somebody libel Babalola and he has forgotten about it and they had to withdraw the case from court. But when he dies now, you will see that other people will also go back and make reference to that book and make that thing
journals.
Truth. See, when lies run for a long time, it becomes truth. So you need the truth to always deflect lies at every point in time. So if we can't do that on this case, I'm sorry, that thing will remain in our mind as truth.
The book has not been withdrawn.
Yes.
But it's still.
But the court injunction.
A court injunction. Is it that if you see me with the book now on the road, you arrest me? So the people have digested it.
People are probably transferring it on
that's it. So that is.
All right.
I have a soft copy of the book, sir.
Oh, just I said he has a soft copy of the book. All right, thank you very much for being a part of this package. It has been a bumper one. On the last case, I think we have all agreed in the studio here that there's a lacuna in the affair Babalola and the daily Farotimi matter. Thank you very much for being a part of this once again. Like I always say, we are here because you are on that side watching. A very big thank you to Mr. Chikudi Akasike for being a part of this production, and Mr. Adekunle Aliyu for being
It's a pleasure.
My name is Shegun Dwyer. I'm signing out of the very last episode of the Roundtable for the month. We'll be back here, God willing, next week Thursday. I think that is the 6th. Yeah, the 6th of February 2025. Stay out of trouble, guys. The weekend begins tomorrow. Enjoy yourself. Bye for now.
Thank you.